Scott Baio.
My obsession with Scott Baio.
Scott Baio.
Baio, isn't that right? Baio.
Yeah.
Do you know about this, Scott Baio?
Any thoughts about Scott Baio?
Hispanic Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, great to see you. One-on-one with great Scott Baio.
I'm here with Scott Baio.
Thinking Scott Baio.
Dr. Scott Baio.
Buongiorno, Scott Baio.
Would you all welcome Scott Baio. Actor and director Scott Baio.
Scott Baio.
Under the Scott Baio law.
Scott Baio is with us today.
Scott Baio.
but they'll flip. It goes everywhere and hits you in the... Hello, everyone. How are you? Hey, George. I miss that little dog. I miss him so much. My wife's heart is still broken over the dog that passed. Anyway, don't mean to start.
The dog was funny, really funny dog.
He was a great dog. Anyway, welcome on Instagram, on Facebook, on MySpace. Remember MySpace, George? YouTube and Twitter and what else? Rumble?
Yes.
And a couple other things. All right, we'll call
Instagram, Spotify.
Yeah, great. Good. And what else? Did I miss anything? Welcome, everybody. And hello, Anthony Biagini. Good to see you all. And subscribe and we'll have a good time. Anyway, Colleen Feltz just wrote she wishes I would do the one-man show, George.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. And hopefully coming to a city near you. It's not as easy as you would think to do something like that, but when we did it a couple of years ago, it was just fun, wasn't it, George?
You know, we played some venues and things, and we played one restaurant that was more like a strip plaza in the restaurant.
In Jersey.
Yeah, and it was the wildest show out of all of them.
It was a place called it just went out of my head. Calandra's in Caldwell, New Jersey, and it's this massive restaurant, deli, bakery, coffee shop. Great. In fact, how about this, George? I'm at a cigar lounge here about a year ago, and a guy walks in and he says, "Hey," he goes, "I met you at Calandra's in Jersey." At the coffee shop, and he lives here now. He's a good guy. Good guy. His name is Billy. He's a good dude. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you all. We got a couple of topics tonight. We'll hopefully get to all of them. Mark Jones is still on sabbatical. On a sabbatical or on sabbatical?
I think both, but I don't know.
Okay, so he's on a sabbatical. And if he doesn't come back next week, we're going to start auditioning bald guys to replace.
In order to do it, though, the audition is: can you take the pressure of the Mark Jones minute? You have to prepare a Mark Jones minute. That's your audition.
Yes, exactly. My shirt says Luca Brasi Fish Market, Manhattan, New York. I think it's kind of a cool shirt. It's a fish. Remember when Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes when they killed Luca? Okay. All right. So the first topic is ride sharing, like Uber and Lyft and all that. Georgie, you guys like it out there? You like to use Lyft or Uber or anything? George, you use it?
I don't use it very often because I kind of have a deal. We have a friend, Sean, that when I need to go to the airport, he drops me off and picks me up. And when he needs to go, I return the favor. So I escape the Uber Lyft thing. But I have used Uber and Lyft when I've gotten places. And I've had funny experiences with them.
Yeah.
What about you?
Dragon Fan says he'd shave his head and smoke a cigar to be on the show. I've been in Ubers a lot. I've never used Lyft. I'm always a little bit uncomfortable. You know, a cab, you get in the cab and you go and I take me to 54th and whatever. But Uber, it's like I'm in this guy's life now. His life is in this car, and I'm always a little bit uncomfortable. But sometimes is Kiefer suddenly going to be a surprise guest? It's funny. No. And I always feel it's just a little bit uncomfortable. I use them all the time, and I find that most of them speak English, some of them don't, but a lot of them are from the ones that I've been with, kind of like Ukraine or something like that. And they're all most of them are nice people, and they, you got to give them. Do you know they review you? Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew you got a review, so people want to know if they want to let you or not. But when I went, the last time was probably 6 months to a year ago, when I landed in Pittsburgh or Cleveland, and I was getting a Uber back to Ohio, and a gentleman pulled up. He's a Chinese guy, and I got in his car, and he said something to me in Chinese on his phone, and it translated, and he turned around and had me read it. And then I said my answer, and then he read the answer. But
did it say you're a very handsome man?
No, what was funny was he was driving very, very slow on the freeway, slow enough that it was dangerous. And he wanted to be like a DJ, what music I wanted, but he would put stuff in, he'd say something, he'd turn totally around like this, and we're driving down the freeway. Just watch the road, but he wanted to make sure I liked the music and stuff, and I was really, really nervous, but
I bet.
It was nice enough.
Philly Bob says, can you imagine if Mark was an Uber driver?
You'd have the square of safety around you.
Would you ever use Waymo?
You know what? I would try it one time. I'd be fascinated with it.
There was something that just happened. A cop blocked the road, and the Waymo kept moving back and forth, back and forth. It didn't know what to do.
Gosh.
That's like the Johnny Cab from Total Recall.
That's right. That's right.
Have you ever seen George? A video of two older guys in the back of a Waymo. It's absolutely, they're like in their 80s.
And they're commenting on no driver?
It's hilarious.
I have to look for it.
One guy keeps going, where's the driver? Where's the driver? And they're going down the road. I don't know what's happening. It was actually very funny. And I know there's a lot of bad things that happen in Ubers. I know a lot of people get assaulted. I'm sure, late at night, people are drunk and whatever, they get in those cars. And I would imagine it's pretty dicey for the driver as well. I mean, who the hell knows is getting in your car, right?
Do you remember
what's a Waymo? A Waymo is a car that drives itself. Look it up on Google. You'll see it. It's got like a big thing on top of it, and that's the satellite or that's the radar or whatever the heck it is. And you get in the car, and I guess I don't know I haven't used it, but there's no driver. But it takes you where you want to go. Go ahead, George. Sorry.
When it first became popular, we talked about an Uber type show where somebody would call for an Uber, and then you would show up driving it, and you would take them where they were going. Remember, we were kicking around that idea. It was pretty funny, but I don't think we ever pitched it to anybody.
Yeah. If they don't know who you are, then it doesn't matter. Something funny happened to me, George. So I went to a car dealership up the block here. Nice people. Guy named Phil takes care of me. Anyway, I had a flat, and I went into the dealership, and they, we have the tire hang on, and the guy comes out that's going to change a tire, and he goes, "Oh my God, if my mother saw you, she would flip. She'd absolutely flip." I said, "Sweet." He goes, "No, she." I said, "Okay, we'll get her on the phone." So he calls his mother, and I said, "Just give me the phone." So I take the phone and go, "Hi, what's her name?" Whatever, I can't remember. Denise, whatever. Say, "Hi, Denise. How you doing?" "Good." "Who's this?" "This is Scott Baio." "What do you want?" I said, I'm here with your son, Joe." Okay. What do you want?" So wow. I said, she has no idea. Anyway, it was a bit humbling, which is nice. All right. So cabs smell. That's the problem. Cabs smell. But people keep their cars relatively clean. Yeah, I mean, I would do Waymo. I would for sure do Waymo. Whatever. So anyway, all right.
I think your comment about the late at night and things, I could see how sometimes you hear about. I guess they have a new way where you can request a female driver. So if you're a woman, you don't have to. It lessens your chance if you're nervous about that. I think that's great. Because I would hate to have my daughter get in a car.
I would never let my daughter get in an Uber. Who the hell knows who knows who anybody is? Who knows who anybody is? Right?
You're right.
Anybody could be a bad person that you run into. Anybody. And that's the Cavs in Phoenix smell really bad in the summer, especially Pamela Wooten. How random. Okay. Who's in the boat? Who's Scott Christo? Who's in the photo above my head? It's Marlon Brando from The Godfather. Really, dude? Or the girl? That's Marlon Brando. Can you see it?
Is it autographed?
No, it's not autographed. And that's some awards that I got. And that's you see these things. These are those old banks. You know those old banks that are cast iron and the thing moves and takes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
money? Yeah, I got a bunch of those.
What characters are those?
One is Uncle Sam. They're both Uncle Sam.
Oh, I thought you meant the one on the other side on the third. Those are golfers, maybe.
Here? No,
yeah, the one under the clock.
Those are baseball players.
Oh.
And that's a guy shooting something. But they're pretty cool.
Are those your dogs above the YouTube award there?
Yeah, those are my dogs in their ashes. That's our dogs. So they hang out with me pretty much all day. So I've always liked Uber, and I've only had one bad experience, Shari Janowski. And it was with one time we had to share a ride, and a lady was talking to us, and my daughter just graduated from high school. Hang on. She graduated from high school, and she didn't even have plans to go to college yet. Anyway, she pretty much berated her for not wanting to go or something like that. And by the time we got out of the car, my daughter was like just in total tears and bawling. It was horrible, but I've never had a problem with a driver other than ruining your daughter's life. I'm sorry about that. Jesus. All right, next subject. So here's George and I were talking about this one earlier. So both my parents are gone, unfortunately. George's dad passed away when, George? Recently, 2 years ago?
A year plus a few months, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And George was talking about I there's a whole lot of guilt when parents die. I'm sure you people have all, I don't want to get depressing here, but you people have all lived through it. I should have done more. I should have done this. I should have done that. But George is in a dilemma where he doesn't like some of the people that are around her. So go ahead, George. Tell me.
What I feel bad about it. When my father was dying, we knew he was ill. In my family, I have 4 brothers and a sister, and we would try and split our time. So somebody lives in the home, but so that we visited but didn't overlap, because they'd rather have company for a longer time than a bunch of people coming at the same time. So we tried to schedule and coordinate that. And it was nice because we all got to spend time with my father before he passed. That was focused. And when I was growing up, I would have cousins that wouldn't go to their parents' house. They were somehow there was some family dynamic, and they would only go there if other people weren't there. And I always said, I'm never going to get there. That's rude. We're family. That will never happen. And now that my mom's alone, we're trying to make plans to make sure that we visit with her. And I felt bad because I feel like being a brother or a sister transcends any other problem you should have. But I found myself trying to coordinate a time when I wouldn't run into anybody. I was thinking, you know what? I got there. I am actually like guilty of it's not blatant, but I started to let that interfere with it. And I feel bad about that. I'm a little bit ashamed of myself, but I was going to ask you, like when your mom passed and then your dad was there, like, how did you handle that with your parents?
Well, honestly, it was just my brother and sister and I and our mom. So we didn't have a lot of, brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Was my brother with this? God Almighty, 2007. Ugh. I understand what you're saying, George. You don't want to see other people, but you feel guilty because you're not visiting your mom.
Yeah.
And I think that your mom trumps everything.
Oh, you're right. You're
and if you're
absolutely
here
right.
and you're an a-hole, you know what? Sorry, I'm here to visit my mother. And if you don't like it, tough. And what else can you do? Because when your mom passes, hopefully a long time from now, you're gonna feel bad. Because I feel guilty about a lot of stuff with my parents, a lot, George, and I hate it.
Your parents, you and your mom and dad were local to each other. And
I saw them a lot and talked to them a lot, but still things that I didn't do and things that I should have done, things that I wanted to do, but I got lazy or just didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't want to deal with it. And then you go, oh crap, George is gone. So, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do in life. And I wonder if George is gone for good. I don't know. We'll see. So I see people on the there he is.
It's blanked out.
So you got to do what you got to do, and it's your mother. What bothers me about that, George, is people. I think people, and I tried not to. People forget the things that your mother did for you, and your father. But I'm talking about your mother because she's alive. My mom would come to the house every Thursday with us and watch Dancing with the Stars with my wife while she was pregnant. But my mother was going in and out of it, which was a sweet thing my wife did, But what was I saying? But you forget all the times your mother let you off the hook. You forget all the times that your mother did you a favor. You forget all the things, your mom, damn it, I don't want to do it, but she does it, right? Because now you're an adult, and you look at your mother like some pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. Not you or me, but you still, even me. Yeah, sometimes you do, and that's just the way it is, and that's horrible. I try to remember the good stuff too.
When your mom passed and your dad was alive, how did that change? Did you try and spend more time with your dad after that, or how did that change?
My dad was dead.
Oh, your dad died first. That's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
But I try. Okay, George, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I had a different situation. My mother had Alzheimer's.
That's right.
And it was very difficult for me to see her because my mother was gone and it was just her body. And God forgive me, but that's the way it was. And we're getting very depressing here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But it was everybody's situation is different. But I think you should go and visit your mom, George, no matter what.
I'm going to get there soon.
Okay. All right. You always tell me, Mom, that she did so much for us, and now it's time for us to do everything for her. Who wrote that? Colleen. Oh, Colleen, 2 for 2 tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. You and Elle. I understand, Scott. I feel that's happening to my mom now. Man, I am sorry, Elle. Oh, that is bad. I mean, Philly Bob, most guys are close to their mother, especially Italian families for some reason. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, my mother, Sherry's mom had dementia. Often you skip it because it was so taxing on me. I get it. I mean, she wouldn't know the difference if you were there or not, but then you feel the guilt. Oh my God, I didn't go see her today. Anyway, I think my opinion, if you were a good child, I guess all is okay. That's the way I like to look at it.
I'm out, man. I was not a good child.
George, you were a problem child. All right, moving on, because let's. My mom had dementia, but never too extreme. You can't not see them; it hurts too much. Yeah, you guys are right. All right, let's turn the page. Let me ask everybody a question out there. You too, George. And I asked this, but I have I was at dinner the other night with these new friends of ours. Bailey goes to school with their boys,
Hey, you're not allowed to have new friends. We are your friends.
No, but yeah, sorry, George. Some new people that I acquainted. Are acquaintances of mine. Great people, and me and the husband. All of us had a really good conversation. Went to a good restaurant, and talking business with the guy, and he was a big business guy, and we somehow got onto Elon Musk, and I asked him, I said, what do you think Elon Musk does? What does Elon Musk actually do? What do you think, George? What do you think he does?
When I think about that, I'm sure he's very involved because the vision in what everything was his. But I look at it like sometimes in humor. Remember when I think it was The Dictator, when Sacha Baron Cohen, when they showed him the missile and he goes, it needs to be pointy. Remember, it was like rounded.
Right.
I could see the joke or goofiness. It's like it needs to be pointy on something like that, but I'm not really getting involved. But I think if you have somebody that could, an individual, a private citizen that could, in Iraq, they turn off the internet to block their citizens. He could turn on Starlink and give. I mean, who has that kind of power?
But you're talking in the macro, George.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Scott fighting the Greys, like the rest of us 90s super run.
Talking about your hair, probably.
The Greys. I know what that is. So, but what does he do day to day? Does Elon Musk take out a pen and paper, and go, well, 9 times 9 is 81, and if you put this wire over here, and if you turn it around this thing, and you hook it to the other thing, and then does he do that? Does he do that minutia? Does he get into? Does he? I'm trying to ask.
I feel like he has a very diverse knowledge of everything that he needs to do in the plan, and he probably could walk up to any department and quiz them about the progress or the status of things. I don't think he. What's called when he had something off you. Begins with a D. I forgot the word I was going for.
What?
But I don't think he washes his hands of anything. I think he keeps his hands dirty in all of it.
No, I think he keeps his hands dirty, but I can't get my mind around what the guy does. Does he wake up in the morning and say, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to build Starlink so that everybody can have free internet or free Wi-Fi, whatever the heck it is. And so this guy I was having dinner with the other night, he says a friend of his had sat with him and said the guy is like super smart. And I said, I wouldn't even know if he's super smart. I wouldn't even know what to ask him because I don't know anything like that. You know what I mean? I don't know metrics or wires or what. I wouldn't know what to ask him to find out if he's smart or not. So my question again is, do you know what somebody says he works 3 times speed. Yeah, but I get it. But my question really is, what does he physically do? So I want to build Starlink. Does he get on it? Does he get a piece of paper, draw out Starlink? What needs to be done? What wires need to go? Do you know what I mean? It's frustrating for me.
You know what I think about when things like this? I think he's thinking about what's next or what am I working on? It's not what exists, but it's what, a good example of this in one way, when I was working with Dick Clark, I had come up with an idea that involved the iPod before the iPhone had come out. And Dick loved it. So he was he was setting up a meeting with Steve Jobs at Apple. And the conversation was had like what we were talking about on the iPod. And what he said is that he was focusing on Pixar. The iPod's out. It's released. He goes, this is next, whatever Pixar was that he was new to him. So it was kind of like, I don't want to meet about something that to him might not be old, but is already done. So it was. I look at Elon that way. Okay, well, Starlink's done, and I'm rescuing people from SpaceX. And so what's next? What's he's doing? What's next?
No, I again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be redundant and to not think you're not answering my question, because I don't know. Ruth 414 says Musk is a visionary, spending time developing his ideas. Fine. What does that mean? See, Thomas Edison, I think, actually got in there and made the record player, or had somebody build it next to him. If you build this thing, built the black vinyl tube and spun it on and the needle hit it, inventing recording sound or making sound off making a record. I can see him actually doing that physically.
You're right.
I can't see, and I'm not saying he's not doing it. I can't see Elon Musk. Does he have a computer screen in front of him? And he's lining up, and it's like, all lines, a million lines going this way and that way. And he's typing stuff in. If maybe that's what he's doing. You think he's just typing stuff in and let's see if this works? And maybe he's just like a mad, in a good way, a mad genius. Maybe he's just on the computer banging out what he thinks is going to work, and he finishes it and says, "Go build this."
Yeah, he's kind of mad scientist-y. You're right.
Yeah. Go build this and come back to me when it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, then I'll fix it. What's the problem? It wasn't something. Okay, let's reverse engineer it. Boy, I'm sounding pretty smart myself. I'd love to have him on as a guest. I would love to have Elon Musk on. I'm sure everybody in the world would. He's going to be worth $1 trillion soon.
Isn't that amazing?
They say he's going to be the first trillionaire.
Well, I mean, he basically ushered in the electric vehicle stage of it's time for this, and made it work. So, and if if it was something that grew out of the mind of no matter what the factory made it, if it grew from his mind, he deserves it.
Yeah, of course, 100%. I just didn't know. I just love to get. I would like to follow him for a week and just see what he does in his workshop, so to speak, whatever his workshop might be. Yeah. Or maybe he's just constantly on his computer thinking of stuff. He doesn't seem like, and I don't mean this in a bad way. He doesn't seem like a normal guy. I know he talks, has conversation, but you ever see him in an interview, George?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Have you ever seen him in an interview?
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I think
he shuts people down so brilliantly, and I don't think he does it with malice. He just facts them to death.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been bugging me for a long time now, and I think maybe I solved it. What have I noticed with him is this is where Jeannie. Let's see if she says what I have noticed with him is he stays busy seeing over his team and making sure they are keeping his business running excellent. I know people who worked at his Tesla company in Texas, and they tell me he is strict on people working. Well, yeah, I mean, so maybe he is hands-on, and he's in there,
Did you see the recent report? I'm sorry that I don't know the names and the parties, but the mother of one of his children talked about transitioning like a 1-year-old kid or something. So he said he's taking full custody of it. Was that true? Did anybody see that, or is that fake news?
I've never even heard that.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know. That seems
it seemed extreme, but I remember reading it.
All right. So we figured out Elon. Maybe he'll come on. Elon Musk, come on the show and we'll talk to you as long as you want. All right. Next subject. Turn the page. Do you remember Tim Walz' wife? Turn the page. And we're turning the page. God, it's so embarrassing. You see these commercials?
Oh, wait. I have an intro for this.
Oh, go.
Hold on.
Next subject.
Silver and gold, silver and gold, mean so much more when I see silver and gold decoration on every Christmas tree.
that Rudolph? Is that
Elephant.
Rudolph? Is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes. Burl Eyes.
You know, yeah. That movie still makes me cry.
You know what's weird about that to me? And it's the way the story's written. If nobody liked him until he was popular, they're a bunch of phony reindeers. Like until he got, nobody would let him play in the games and stuff. Then when he became the hero, they all love him, and it teaches a wrong lesson.
I never thought about it on
It's
that
true.
level. And how about this? He doesn't even ride the sleigh every year. They never mentioned Rudolph. It's always Prancer and Dancer and Vixen and.
No, yeah, he's in the front. The greatest reindeer.
No, he's not. He's not in
Yeah,
the front.
I thought he was the guy.
I don't. In every movie after that, he's never in front, and it's sad because he was cute. Oh, it makes me cry, and I don't know if it makes me cry because I think the moments are touching, or because I was 8 years old, and it was just the best thing in the world to watch. Me and my brother and sister would watch it. Maybe
The
I'll get
Rankin
into that.
Bass production, right? It was
The,
like
the what?
Rankin Bass, those shows. They were the
Oh,
ones
yeah. And I get, anyway, all right. Now I don't want to get all misty eyed. So I see these commercials for silver and gold. I know he was the only one in front because of the storm that year, Dwayne. Thank you.
Thanks, Dwayne.
So,
I knew
so,
I was
Dwayne,
right.
so Dwayne, after that, he just retired. That was it. One winter, and Rudolph just went out with his red nose, and he was done. Rudolph was a Montgomery Ward invention, Max.
That's
says.
true.
No way.
They used to give out coloring books for kids, and it got too expensive, so they were looking for an option to not do that, but give them something to do. So they had an employee write that story, and they gave out the Rudolph books, and it became a smash.
No way.
Are you sure it's Montgomery Ward? I know that's the story, but I can't remember if it was Montgomery
Dasher
Ward.
and Dancer, but do you recall the most novel Rudolph? Yeah. All right. So, and there's so many. The Grinch, the original Grinch. Do you know? All right. Anybody out there, tell me who narrated the original Grinch?
Boris Karloff.
Ah, damn it, George! I want to see if somebody out there would.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Boris Karloff did the voice of the Grinch, and he narrated it.
Isn't that awesome?
That is unbelievable to me. They never let him fly. They just used him. All right, Boris Karloff. That's right. The Frankenstein monster, not Frankenstein. There's a difference. So silver and gold, they advertise that the price of silver never goes down, and the price of this and the silver is up 88% over this and that, and blah blah blah. So let's say, for example, the entire country goes kaput. What does the silver and gold get you? What do you do with it? Who takes it? Who uses it?
Well, I think it's this will always have some value where paper currency might not.
Right. But
So we're
but
gonna
George,
what do you go back to trading gold for places? I don't know. You're right.
But George, you want to go buy a carton of milk? You got to take your gold and do what? And break off a piece of it and give it to the guy and say thank you for the milk, and he's going to take gold. I know if you want to buy it and trade it, that's fine. But how do you use it if the country goes on? I don't know what the hell they say in the commercial. The country in these times and blah, 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 gold, hold gold, and for what?
You're right. You're right. What are we going to do? Everybody have a scale everywhere we go, and
Exactly.
yeah, you're right.
And am I going to walk around with a pocket full of gold? That's a song, isn't it? Pocket full of gold. Am I going to walk around with some gold and silver and just, hi, I need groceries or what? It just seems crazy to me. You want to hedge or you want to invest in it, and it's at $800. You sell it at $1,000, whatever. But to actually say you own the gold, we will deliver the gold to your house. And what the hell am I going to do with it? There's my gold. there's my gold's over there in case anybody was wondering. Honey, if I die, the gold is in the box over there. I don't know what the hell you're going to use it for if we die. If the country goes under, I mean. If silver goes down, tell the Lone Ranger, Philly Bob. George, you missed one. That was a good pun. Pat Boone and Dr. Phil promoted, I know. Now, I don't know if I did that commercial, I don't know if I'd want to get paid in gold or silver. I'd say, no, you keep the gold, just give me the cash, and I'm fine. It's confusing to me. So why got people out there? Anybody out there own silver or gold? So 11 evolution sits, collapse the system. So the system collapses. Okay, and then what do you do with the gold? I don't know. It's a strange thing that I don't think anybody has ever answered that question for me. And that's well, maybe we kind of solved Elon, but the silver and gold, you own 90 ounces, Eddie Ralph? You own 90 ounces of gold. Where is it? And what do you do with it? How much is gold an ounce? I think it's like $1,000.
I think it's a lot more than that, but I don't know.
$2,000. So he's got 90 ounces. He's got $180,000 worth of gold, whatever it is. But what do you do with it? If it's in a safe somewhere, okay. So right now, that guy, I forgot his name, dang it.
Eddie.
It's $4,500 an ounce. Is that what somebody said? So if that guy wants to take that gold and go buy a car, he can't do it. I don't think. Could he?
I don't think you could. I mean, could you actually trade? You could if the guy who you're buying it from accepts it, but
you could do Bitcoin. Some dealerships take Bitcoin. Do they take gold?
That's a good point. It's like the opposite. It's the total opposite. They should.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is nothing. Bitcoin is an algorithm. It's very bizarre, very strange. So I don't know why anybody. I'm not trying to buy silver, buy gold. I really don't care, but I just don't know what the in really bad times you could. Well, how bad does it have to get? How bad does it have to get? If Mark were here, I wants me gold. Isn't that what the leprechaun said?
Yeah.
I wants me gold.
You're absolutely
It's a false sense of security. Wait, hold on. Frankie NV. It's a false sense of. Is that how you spell false? No. It's a false sense of security for the same people that build bomb shelters.
That's a British way to spell false.
That's actually very funny. Anyway, okay. No, well, I guess hopefully I won't be around, and neither will my daughter for the end of America. But some people want to destroy it as is, and I don't know why. All right. Next topic. George, we're doing good without Mark. It seems to run very smooth.
We were going to talk about sports on TV for a minute, if you're not.
Yeah,
I want to get other people's opinion.
Go.
I like football. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan.
Sorry.
I like boxing. But I realized later in life, like I'll watch a Browns game alone and I'll have a ball and I'll be excited. But if I sometimes you go places, they have golf on TV in a waiting room, or if we're in the lounge, then they have poker on. And it's not that I dislike them, but I find it boring to watch on television. But if I'm with a group of people, I guess what I realized is if I'm watching these things with a group of my friends, it's certainly a lot more fun. But if it's not football and if it's not really specifically like a team that I care about, I find sports on television not interesting. And I was wondering if, like, am I getting old, or other people feel that way? Like, Scott, do you sit at home and watch something that you like? I want to watch this game, and you watch it alone. I don't know. I find myself not doing that.
Well, I don't do it either, George, because to sit there and watch it by yourself, it's boring. Because when you're with other people, when there's nothing happening, you talk to them.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you go back to the game, and then you keep so it's not like this. You're sitting there eating a bag of potato chips. Football. I'm sorry, but football games, pretty boring. Except if there's a great play or whatever. It's just okay. And you got then between each play there's 30, 40 seconds, and everybody walks around. And so I think in football there's a lot of time to talk to people, and then they have timeouts, and between the quarter and halftime is always long. So there's plenty of time to schmooze and talk. But I have a very hard time watching baseball on television. I just think it's slow. If I ran the world, I'd say baseball should be 7 innings and make everything much shorter and faster.
So instead of the stretch, you would just end the game at the end.
But not even that. I 5 seconds between pitches, things like that. You can't walk around and rub the ball. That's me. I have a short attention span. Some people love it. Baseball's boring. It's like watching grass grow. Jamie Smith Davis. Yeah, but sometimes, George, if poker is on, I'll watch 2 hands.
That's probably because you play. I don't really play.
I don't really play, but I'll watch 2 hands, and that's it. Other than that, it's Renee Baio. What did my wife say? I want you to have Kurt Schilling on next. Oh, that's a good idea. Wow. Kurt Schilling, great baseball pitcher. Great, the bloody sock, and he's a good friend, and he's a good mentor to Bailey. But I can't believe all those ABC. What? Can't believe after all those ABC Superstar shows, you hate sports. No, I don't hate sports at all. Who was that? James Parr. I love sports. I love it. I play everything. I play mostly golf now, but I played everything growing up, and I loved it. But to watch it, sometimes, Diane says that. By the way, that's funny what she said. Her husband watches curling. I watch that when the Olympics come on. People know what that is?
Yeah, when they sweep that thing that rolls on the ice.
The tea kettle, whatever that thing. It looks like a big tea kettle. I love that. And some live people are trying to get back to golf, Mac. Yeah, they're having a hard time. There's a lot of rules you got to go through. But no, I love playing ball. I love it. But I think I used to watch a lot of tennis. I watched a lot of tennis. I don't know. And all of a sudden I went, this is boring me. Did I play racquetball? Yeah, I used to play racquetball. I got hit so many times in the head in the private area. I forget it. Anyway, but to answer your question, so George, if you're home and the Browns are playing, you won't watch the game?
No, I'll watch it. In fact, I'll get into it and I'll be excited. But I just realized, because I often go places and the golf or poker are on. It's funny because some of the poker, they're still wearing masks. So it's a past game because everybody's around in COVID masks. But I was looking at it like I'd watch if other people who played the game were talking about it, but I realized it was not. I didn't want to say boring. I just found it not interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what I find interesting too, George? Like my wife and I went to dinner the other night with our new friends, and it was a really nice place, beautiful place in downtown. And we sat at the bar. We got there a little early, and they had the football games on. I think it was Saturday night. They had a game on, and I'm hanging with my wife, but I kept looking at the game. It's such a like a distraction, and I just you try and have a conversation, and your eyes go back to the game.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So
it's something moving and action going on. You're right. I look over people's heads to look at the screen when they're talking to me.
And I find it distracting, but it's sort of welcoming. Come on, sit down, watch television, have a drink. Do you drink beer when you watch football? Yeah, will you have a drink?
Yeah, of course. I like beer. I love beer, actually.
You like going to the games?
What did you say?
Do you like going to the games?
I haven't been to that many, but I've been to games with my sons and my father, and I loved it. My brother has season tickets to the Steelers, and when there's a Cleveland-Pittsburgh game, sometimes my kids are in Ohio, and they'll go with him, so that's special for them.
Yeah, where do you sit? Where do you like to sit?
Oh, I can't be that picky, man. I'm just lucky to get tickets to something. So
I find football in person. I stood on the field once. I had great seats once. I had no idea what was happening, who was running
Really?
the ball. Did he gain yardage, lose yardage? I couldn't. It was like just 22 guys going like this, and all of a sudden there's a guy running, and I said, well, how the hell did he get the ball? And I know the game. I played it growing up, and I know it. Scott, being a Floridian now, were you sad about the Jags? D. McKellar. Jaguars. They play for Florida?
Jacksonville.
Oh, no. I didn't even know they played in Florida. I didn't know that. Sorry. No, I like the Dolphins. I like Tampa Bay. And but I also like the Bills a lot. I like Josh Allen a lot. So, all right. So we've decided that watching sports sometimes is like when you watch the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is, other than the halftime show, which I could give two whips about. It's just so stupid. Who's on or whatever. And some of the commercials are funny. But the Super Bowl is fun because now you're at a party situation. And there are those distractions. So who's your favorite football team growing up? Philly Bob, the Jets. Joe Namath. Emerson Boozer, Matt Snell. Oh, God. I can't think of the receivers. George Sauer? I can't think anymore, but Joe Namath. I met Namath, George. I met Namath. I was at a golf tournament here in Florida, and it was his tournament.
Wow.
It was so cool. He was so nice. And his knees are shot. It was so great meeting him. So great. He was one of my heroes growing up. Anyway, all righty. Broncos are going to win. Sorry. Maybe. Do I bet on the Super Bowl? Jamie Smith Davis? No, I like money too much to give it away. All right, let's do some mail, George.
All right. Hold on here. Give me a second.
I meant to tell you something. Before we go. My daughter has turned me on to Morgan Wallen. Do you know who that is?
The country artist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know his? I don't really look for music, but she turned me on to him, and he has a song with Post Malone called "I Had Some Help." You heard it? I had some help. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. It's such a great video and you would love the song, George.
I'll check it out.
It's a good song. It's called I Had Some Help, but she plays it, and every time she gets in the car now with me, she's got to play that song for me. All of a sudden, the guy's got a great story, and Post Malone, all the tattoos all over his face. He's fantastic. And my friend Steve in Vegas, did he tell me he was going to see Post Malone? I think so. He said he was awesome. Maybe it was somebody else, but Post Malone. All right, that's all I wanted to. And if Morgan Wallen comes to town, I hope we can call somebody and get some good tickets or whatever. He's a redneck from a country smaller than IMG Academy. He's a redneck. Morgan Wallen's a redneck for my wife. A redneck from a country. For my wife to call somebody a redneck, they must be a redneck. Damn, because that's her part of the world, and she takes offense to that kind of language. Post Malone doesn't live too far from me. Morgan is cool. Scooter Mace. Yeah, I just love it. And he's got another song. I want to love somebody who won't put a hole in my heart. Whatever. Okay. Get to the mail.
Okay, let's get some mail going. First up, Michelle, is it Frisbee? It looks like it. Merry Christmas to you and your family and to George and Mark. You have given us a wonderful gift with the podcast. That's nice. And the short videos of a day, night, in the life of being Baio. Genuine, funny, and uplifting. Blessings in the new year. That's nice.
What is the life? What is it? What is the life of a Baio?
It says a day, night in the life of being Baio.
What's
is that
it
your
like,
blog?
or we get to see it?
No, she was thanking you for making it.
Oh,
The
well,
show.
it's funny. My wife had an idea like that. I don't know. I don't know how easy or hard that would be to do a day in the life, a real day in the life of somebody, because not a lot goes on in people, even when you're working, not a lot goes on. I spend a lot of time in my chair watching the news and eating. Other than, right? So, I'll smoke a cigar. Sometimes I'll go to a lounge. I'll smoke in my backyard. And that's a day in the life. But the actual, George, if you put a camera, let's say put a camera in Mark Jones's, no, there has to be somebody who, if you put a camera in my house, like in the kitchen, where the kitchen seems to be the nucleus of the house, and like put like 3 or 4 cameras in different areas, would you watch that? Would you guys watch that out there? Would you watch that? You spend most of my time watching YouTube, Pamela Wooten. Yeah, so if I'm sitting there watching, you're too funny, Scott, and truthful, Christy Hand. Thank you. Would you watch that?
I would put it on. I don't know if I'd stay focused on it, but it would be something different.
Okay, so Joanna says, Petroccioni, who is a friend, cameras followed Ozzy around and it was hysterical. Joanna, that was scripted. I hate to break it to you, but it was. Nobody has that much action in their life. Maybe you do, because she's a big deal down here, real estate lady. See, I follow her around. Follow somebody doing real estate. I guess they have kind of shows like that, but everything is remember the Osbournes, meet the Osbournes? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I think that's what
it was. Just the Osbournes. Anyway, remember when they threw the ham over the neighbor's wall? That was scripted. Just so you know. I hope it didn't hurt your feelings. And see you soon. All right, go next, George.
All right.
Sharoon. The Osbournes were great. They were great. Scripted.
Yeah. There's a couple here that like the podcast, and I just wanted to point them out to you. Merry Christmas, Scott, to you and your family. This is from Harry. I am a retired corrections officer and farmer here in Michigan. There's something about happy days that our family still enjoys. I thought that was nice. I wanted to point that out. We have cousins that live in Tallahassee that we visit every few years, really like it here, like it there in Florida. All the best if you ever come to Michigan. We'd love to meet you sometimes, Harry. I wanted to pick this one because it shows you how long Happy Days has an internal life to it on TV.
Yeah.
What's special about that show?
I think it's 2 things. It reminds everybody of the 50s, and then it reminds people of what they were doing in the 70s and 80s. And it's, you got nostalgia times 2 in that show. I haven't seen one in a long time. I don't even know what it's on when it's on or where it's on. But some of those shows were funny. Some of them were funny, and they were, great. The thing about that show was the characters, great characters, and that's what made that show what it was. I just have to comment something for people about being scripted. Let me explain what that means. So, what a reality show being scripted. We're getting buried in snow in Michigan right now. Andrew Weber. It was about 75 here today. I heard it was nice in LA as well. So here's what happened with a reality show, because I did. So you have to come up with an idea for the show. So the Osbournes was following Ozzy around or whatever, or the other one, the Kardashians. So all of a sudden you see them at lunch, having lunch at some restaurant. You have to get a permit. You have to get approval from the restaurant. You have to pay the restaurant. You have to have hair and makeup there, and you have to have all kinds of crew. So that's just for that one scene. So whatever they have to make up a story for that episode. So-and-so's coming back to town. Let's go meet him at the airport. So you gotta get all that in action. You got to get approval from the airport. You got to get drivers. You got to get makeup. You got to get camera people. So it's not like they have a camera and somebody goes in and you follow them. It doesn't work that way. You have to set it up. You have to set those shows that you guys are talking about. You have to set it all up. There might not be dialogue written, but when I did my reality show, I wrote dialogue. So just so you know that's the way it works. And there's a friend of ours that is so upset that I spilled the beans on that. And I forgot what spill the beans means.
You blabbed the truth.
But where it comes from. Anyway, so that's the thing about reality shows. Thank you for that email. Appreciate that you like the show. Happy days.
There's more.
I'm doing the weave, George. I'm going back and forth and back into other subjects. But thank you.
Give me 1 second here. Was this the one we just did? Oh, this is from Gary Powell. And again, it was a pro podcast one, so I wanted to show you people like it. Your format is great.
So the Rock of Love, Bret Michaels was scripted. Natalie, yes, it was scripted. Go ahead.
Oh. Your format is great. Just watched Heather on the Adam Carolla podcast. They look at each other like the Tonight Show. Your podcast and the Pete and Sebastian have the cast members looking at us. It makes it feel personal. Again, great podcast. Thank you.
I never thought of that. I enjoy Adam's show a lot. I've been on it twice, I think. But it's just a different format. I don't think Adam interacts with the people watching, although I haven't watched all of his. But he's a good guy, funny guy. I know Adam when they did the Man Show back in whenever that was, the 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
I was the first inductee. We learned that last week, George.
Into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Anyway, my wife says something else. Every single reality show is storyboarded, scripted, including competition reality. So, there's a lot of scripting going on in the stuff that you all think is real. But anyway, was there one more, George?
Yes. Excuse me here. Boom, bang.
So Adam does do live. Okay, go ahead.
This is from Pastor Davids. It says, gentlemen, I do catch Scott Baio's take on life and listen to your perspective on various topics. I'm a pastor in Delano, California. What are your thoughts on the Hays Code? I'm sorry that I have to bring this a little bit closer. A motion picture code, which we placed on Hollywood from 34 to 68. I think what he's asking about is there used to be rules about the ethics that have to be not things that you have to take out, but things that they wanted you to put in order to be ethics in film. The governing.
I think all bets are off on that, George.
Well, I was going to say that my exposure to this was actually speaking for Mark, not being here. He told me when they finished Leprechaun, it was PG, and they actually said, well, we want an R rating, which seems backwards. It's like, why do you want to make it that? He goes, well, for kids who we targeted this ad, R would be more tantalizing to them to come to. So they put in some curse words, Jennifer Aniston saying the F word once or twice, and it got an R rating. So they actually planned the reverse of that. We want to make this, I don't know if dirty is the word, but enough to get or R rating. And the success was based on partly on that, the fact that kids wanted to see it, and they would buy tickets to another movie in the theater that was running, and then they would actually go to Leprechaun because they were too young to buy a ticket to Leprechaun if it was rated R. So,
I mean, the Hayes Act, was it called? The Hayes Act? I think
want
it
me
was
to put it
the
back
Hayes
up? I'm
Act.
sorry. That
Hayes something. Anyway, it used to be, George, they used to be very strict about clothing, about showing women's cleavage, all kinds of stuff. And now it's just, yes, it's called the Hayes Code.
Yeah, Hayes Code or Motion Picture
yeah.
Code, Motion Production Picture Code.
But it used to be very, very strict, very strict. And in fact, do you remember the movie Cinema Paradiso?
I do, but I don't remember the story.
Anybody out there see that movie? Any of you guys see Cinema Paradiso? If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's it's all in Italian, subtitles. It'll make you cry.
My son made me watch that with him. Black and white, right?
No. And part of that movie is they deal with that in the movie at the very end of the movie. But it was no joke. I mean, they checked everything. I mean, if you look at the movie, oh God, the Aviator.
Yeah.
With Howard Hughes, he dealt with that. But on Happy Days, there was a censor, George. Censor would come, sit in the audience during the rehearsal, and circle all the things that you could not put in the show.
Really?
Yep. And so what the writers would do, if they really liked 2 or 3 jokes that were kind of on the edge, they'd put in 3 other jokes that were on the edge, and they would
you take out 1 or 2 other ones out.
Yeah, right. And they would keep the ones that they wanted. But and I don't know if there's any more. I mean, you can't say certain words, but they talk about everything now. I mean, it's really crazy. But Scott, when you're looking for a movie to watch 29th Street. Yeah, Frank Pesh, I think, wrote that movie. I think.
Really?
I think 29. I think so.
Well,
I know that guy.
Pastor's point was young people today need moral and ethical guidelines, and he was talking about wanting to bring that back. Like, what happened to this?
No way. There is no way. All that stuff, in my opinion, starts in the home. So I don't know.
You're right.
Genie's out of the bottle. We saw Nona's on Netflix, Christine. It's great with Vince Vaughn. Great movie. And Lorraine Bracco and Talia Shire and who's the other one? I can't think of her. I love her. Husky voice woman. I can't think of her name. Anyway, all right. So, what are your memories of the teenage alcoholic TV movie with Lance Kerwin? Was that your first drama? Boy Who Drank Too Much, from Tom H. Great. Shot it in Madison, Wisconsin in winter. It was awesome. Lance was all right. I'm being nice. I think he was a little nothing. Anyway, but we shot it. We worked with the state champion hockey team of Madison. I can't think of their name. It's been 1980. I shot that, or 79. But we had it was fun making that movie. It was directed by Gerald. Can't think of it. Wow, it's too long ago. But fun movie, most of it, and serious movie, good movie. Thank you. Who do you think was the most beautiful actress or model you've ever seen? Who asked me that? Philly Bob. Well, my favorite all-time Philly Bob is Marilyn Monroe. I think she was just stunning. But so wives excluded. And I say this to people that I think the prettiest woman I've ever met is wow, I must be tired. I can't think of her name. George, the ice skater, Dorothy Hamill.
No, really.
Dorothy Hamill. Yeah. Beautiful. Wives excluded. Beautiful woman. Anyway, Marilyn was
I don't have a
gorgeous.
wife.
What?
I don't have a wife to exclude.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I said wives excluded. Doesn't you
Yeah,
can't,
you're right.
You can't. I met Raquel Welch, very pretty. She was older, but very pretty. That she was much older. All right, my wife. I said wives excluded. I can't. Why? People that you would know. So, all right, guys. Thank you, George. Good to see you, and God bless all of you. Have a great rest of your week and weekend. And we're going to try to get. So just to give you a heads up, I'm going after Ellen Travolta to have her come on because she would be fantastic. I'm going to try to get Kurt Schilling and some other good people, but I'm going to go after Ellen, see if she's around. She's very busy. She lives up in the Northwest, kind of Midwest, but I will. I'll try to get her on as soon as possible. So, George, thank you, folks. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all had a good time. Ellen will be great. Thank you, Mitch. And all right, ciao.
Good night, guys.